Yes.
No living man or anything. My head never swayed, my heart never strayed. I never fear no living man or anything. Even the road is so foggy, foggy road. Can't hardly see. By the sweat of my brow, I said to you right now, I never fear no living man or anything, even though the road is so foggy, foggy road. Can't hardly see. Cha-cha. My head never swayed, my heart never strayed. I never fear no living man or anything. My head never swayed, my heart never strayed. I never fear no living man or anything, even though this road is so foggy, foggy road. Can't hardly see. Cha-cha. Burning Spear song that I love so well, Foggy Road. This first appeared on the very first Burning Spear album, Rockin' Time, and then it was re-recorded some years later for another album called Hail, H-I-M, and hail him, Winston Rodney, one of my favorite reggae artists and just artists of all time. fantastic vocalist and a great songwriter, just genius. And anyway, I'm Gary Lucas. I'm here in our little West Village abode. Caroline is manning the controls with the camera. Now you can move the camera a little bit, Caroline, if you want to. I want to show off another backdrop courtesy of my friend Robert Munn. And this is a 3D rendering of the Disraeli Gears album cover using the lenticular process, which is a sight of beauty, a thing of beauty to behold, because as you move around it, it's like Ginger Baker, Jack Bruce, and Eric Clapton winking at you and changing position. It's really something else. And so you should contact Robert if you're at all interested, because these make fantastic frameable items and gifts for people. He's at www.depthography.com. I'll write the address later when we're over and done with here today. But anyway, thank you for coming. It's like so damn hot in New York. It feels like about 100 degrees outside. And Caroline and I were just out for a nice, cool iced coffee, so if you don't mind. I'm going to take a sip. So here we are at about like the 65th of my pandemic solo concerts. I'm here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 3 p.m. in New York. That's Eastern Daylight Time. It would be 8 p.m.-ish, a little bit after in the UK right now, and 9 p.m. on the continent, and 5 a.m. down under. And I hope my friend Pippa Casey is watching in Sydney, and that all you people watching are safe. The news is kind of alarming today in a quick scan of the articles about the virus, insofar as cases are spiking anew all over the world, such as Northern England and in Melbourne, Australia, and places that were thought to be impervious to the virus in Northern California, for instance. The county that showed no cases now has a case. So I would just urge everybody to continue to wear those masks and wash your hands and social distance. This seems an impossibility among certain sector of denizens of the West Village. What can I say? We don't go out all that much, frankly, and we did go to a restaurant the other day, which I posted about. A must to avoid, enough said. You can scroll down and see it on the timeline here. But, all right, well, I gotta standing here before I get into the seated mode. I want to give a special shout out and thanks to these folks. Eamon Byrne. Eamon, man, thanks a lot. I take it you're Irish with a name like that, I hope. You're well. Thank you. Willie Carroll, my old friend and the editor of a great Rolling Stones fanzine called Stone Age. Willie sent a little love, and he wrote, "Hi Gary, sorry I've been meaning to do this sooner, but I was waiting for payday today. Wishing you and yours well on this very strange time. We'll be in touch." Willie, I wrote a whole account of seeing the Stones in 1965 for Stone Age, and he's a great guy. He came to some shows I did at Royal Festival Hall, I think the last time, in the Purcell Room. Olaf Janssen, again, a multiple contributor. Thanks so much. I hope you are well in Scandinavia. Leslie David Bott. That's some name. I love that. Thank you for a great evening stream, David. And thank you, David, for watching and supporting. Mark Green, who's a guitar student of mine and an all-around great guy. Thanks, Gary, for today's session. And last but not least, Kevin Cook. I so appreciate it. Caroline appreciates it. It's fun to play anyway, and I would do it regardless, but let us say, especially now that there's some issue with continuing of the pandemic, emergency funding that kicked into effect in April, it's well appreciated. What can I say? So I'm going to move now to the seated position, and I'm going to play acoustic. And I want to dedicate the last number, Foggy Road, and this new number I'm about to play, I'm going to play it standing, okay, to my webmaster, Tanya Weeman, who's been so helpful for years and years and years, has stood by me through thick and thin in updating and doing very cool new pages on the website. Please visit www.garylucas.com. She just reorganized the merch section and got it functioning, and there's a lot of cool stuff which I won't elaborate on, but check it out, because pretty much everything I've ever put out is there in one form or another. And my book, my first book, I should say, Touched by Grace, some DVDs too, and we're making more. So anyway, Tanya I met at the Mercury Lounge. Gods and Monsters, my band, was kind of the house band there about a week after they opened up, and thanks to Nicholas Hill, because he told me about them, and they were glad to book me continuously over a couple of years. And this song stems from that period, and it's called Evangeline. Title of a solo acoustic album that came out about 95, 96. First for a German label called Zensor, which no longer exists, as do so many of the labels that issued my work. They got the ball rolling, got some great reviews thanks to my friend Wolf Kampmann. I don't know if he's watching, but he was always a really astute critic. And then Robert Singerman, who was kind of consulting me at the time. Hi, Robert. Robert got this to a new label that had just formed called Paradigm Records, which was kind of a, well-financed indie label out of New York that had a lot of people who'd worked for formerly the majors staffing it, including some big shots from RCA. But after about a year, they bit the dust. And anyway, the record came out and was the pop pick of the week in Billboard. Yes, Evangeline. And if you go to my website, you can read in all of the discography sections some of the reviews. But it was greeted with open arms by a lot of people who had me pegged as a weirdo guitar player exclusively. I mean, I know I am some of that, but I'm a whole lot more also. And anyway, it's one of my favorite albums. It was recorded on a shoestring, I can assure you, at odd moments, and including sitting right here. I used to have a DAT player, a pro DAT player, and I would record myself from time to time, but that the dust is, you know, the Sick Transit, Gloria Mundi. Anyway, check out Evangeline. I think there are a few copies. It may also be online on the dreaded Spotify. But one of my favorites, and I have a lot of stories about the making of that, which I'll save for another occasion. But while I'm in this... do some acoustic number for you. Let's see. I'm in a regular old standard issue tuning here, which is kind of unusual for me. And I have some new strings on this baby because it was slipping and sliding, but it still might be. To electric. I set up my more or less full rig as presently constituted in the year 2020, and like I said last time, I used to go out with 24 foot pedals, which was nothing compared to a guy like my friend Doug Wimbish, great bassist from Living Colour and Tackhead, Mick Jagger's band. Doug is amazing, and he has multi-planar setup with 2 levels of effects. I kid you not. I saw him once in the studio. I couldn't believe it, but anyway. I tried to simplify things over the years, and in doing so now, I'm going to rely on just one mere little looper. Carolyn, you might want to sit down for this, because I think I will. I don't even have the AB box set up. I'm nothing like slick, but I try. And anyway, now I had some complaints about audio. I know it might be a little dodgy, especially with the air conditioning going, but otherwise I would be melting up here. And I've ordered a special mic on the say-so of Jason Candler, who's been my tech guy for years, audio-wise. Great guy, great sax player, great all-around musician, and really a whiz with audio engineering and editing of tracks and digital leisure domain. So maybe this mic is going to improve the situation. I don't know, but I'm giving it a shot. So stay tuned. Let's see. Now let's get this thing on. Yeah. This is one of those old electro-harmonic 16-second delays. Loop of Suicide's Ghost Rider. I don't know. I'm holding my ears too. Look at Lulu over there. My God, she looks hypnotized by this. And I think I will close with another tribute to Peter Green, which I did the other day, but it's so nice. I'm going to play it again. I've written an appreciation about Peter that's going to run this Monday on the Please Kill Me website. I'll post it, but check them out anyway, because they run tons of cool journalism about stuff that normally doesn't get covered by most of the music websites these days. Definitely, it's for more recherche tastes, let's say. Pardon my French. And, okay, I'm going to try a little albatross here for you. And we'll slow it down and tune up. But thanks everybody for tuning in. I love to have you visit me, especially on Saturday afternoons, because things are so, let's say, in medias res, in interesting times. We're all in the midst of things. I don't know what's going to happen. Nobody really does, do you? I'd be interested to hear your thoughts if you do. Maybe a demon will come and visit you in your sleep tonight and bestow his blessings. But hopefully it's all going to work out, folks, for the best. I'd like to thank anyway. So. I'll stand up for this one. Big tribute, big up in respect for the late, great Peter Green. Albatross, Fresh Albatross. So great to have you come and visit us here. And thanks again for tuning in. And all I want to say is love you very much, and I'll see you on Tuesday at 3. Until then, be safe, take care, big hugs.